Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Council Committee meeting for Tuesday, October 7th. Dean, call to order, please.
Mover and seconder, please.
Brian and Wendy.
Moved by Councillor Ugly, second by Councillor Hewitt, that the Council and Committee meeting of October 7th, 2025 be called to order at 5:30.
All in favor? Carried. Roll call, Dean, please.
Mayor Bennett.
Present.
Reeve Watt.
Present.
Councillor Gauthier.
Present.
Councillor Hewitt.
Present.
Councillor Ugly.
Present.
Councillor King.
Present.
Councillor Wren.
Present.
Okay, approve the agenda.
Mover and
Alan
seconder,
and
please.
Jennifer.
Moved by Councillor Wren, second by Councillor Gauthier, that the agenda of the Council and Committee meeting of October 7th, 2025 be approved as presented.
All in favor? Carried. Disclosure of pecuniary interest. Seeing none. Move down to subcommittees. Pembroke and Area Airport. Alan.
Nothing to report.
Okay.
Nothing to report at this time.
Emergency management. Lori, anything to report? Other than we have a meeting, Dean, remember this month?
Yeah, do we? I didn't know that.
Yeah, just a reminder, yes, that October 23rd, that most staff will be involved in the training and exercise.
Okay. Thank you. Corporate services. Any operating and capital budgets? Please.
All right, good evening. So I just prepared a little document here for a few points concerning the budget and the schedule at the end. So a couple of new little things like the OPP. They had an engagement session regarding the OPP cost recovery model. So there's going to be changes in how they invoice. So we'll possibly see a new amount. We're not sure if it's going to go up or down, but in November we should hear some news on that. Otherwise, the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, we should be able to get the September CPI by October 21st. It's supposed to come out, so that, which is the one that we use for calculating the salaries for the following year. Then we have all the funding, regular funding that is received for the township. So there's the Municipal Partnership Fund, the OMPF. So in 2025, we received $683,900. And the amount for 2026 should be confirmed sometime in November. So for now, we'll just budget around the same amount as this year. As for the Ontario Community Infrastructure Fund, the OCIF, that one, the formula had changed, I think, last year, so that when you saw a decrease in the amount, I put a little table with the last few years. So for 2026, we're getting roughly the same amount as 2025. We're supposed to receive $381,048. Then there's the Canada Community Building Fund, known as the Gas Tax Fund. And for that one, we received $309,488 in 2025, and we're supposed to receive the same for 2026. Then we have the Seniors Active Living Grant that is an annual grant that the municipality received this year in 2025, and is going to, I know Nevada is working on that for 2026 as well, and it's to support the Fit and Feisty organization. So in receiving this grant, it helps save on the township budget about $5,000. And then there's the two grants that were applied for and I believe approved through the housing program. So there's the Housing Enabling Core Servicing grant. So that one would be $579,000 for about 50%. They cover about 50% of the expenses. And the other one is the Housing Enabling Water Systems Funds 2. And that is $570,000, and it covers about 73,000 or 73% of the expenses. So the balance has to be covered by the township. So we'll probably talk about those amounts in the 2026 budget in case we want to reserve some funds, since the projects will be completed and are planned to be completed in 2027. And then as for the proposed timeline for the budget, I tried to kind of keep it the same as last year, so we'll try and kind of follow the same formula. So on the council and committee meeting on November 4th, I could bring you the user fees. And then on November 18th at the regular council meeting, we could hold the special meeting earlier like you did last year. It was like 12 to 4:30 or whatever time suits you guys to go over the operating capital budgets. If we don't have enough time to complete that day, we could always plan for a special meeting the following week if necessary. Then we could have the public presentation on December 2nd and bring forward the bylaws to be passed on December 16th. So.
Okay, any questions of council? Keith?
Thanks for that report, Annie. I agree with all the dates. I think that's in good shape. My only question is with the mail strike on now and the water bills that are supposed to go out, how's that being taken care of now? Or is it?
Yes, so we have the quarterly, the commercial ones. I know that Kim was working on getting them out by email. So she contacted all the businesses, the commercial ones, and got emails from them. So she's sending them out that way. Then we have the other one.
Yeah,
that
we
will be-
haven't really dealt with the November 1st one.
Yeah.
The residential ones will go out November 1st, and we haven't really dealt with that. But
Mm-hmm.
as Annie said, the commercial ones were, all the businesses were contacted, and we were sending out by email or whatever. We made arrangements, so that'll go out. But the November 1st ones, I don't know. We've got our fingers crossed. Hopefully something cures itself by then, but if not, I don't know I honestly don't know. We haven't really.
If you put a
chatted.
notice out, would people come in and pay it on their own, I wonder?
But I mean, I guess the problem there is, even if you get half, what do you do with the other half? Can you penalize them? I don't know. Maybe we might come back to council and ask for an extension and wait till December 1st. Now, people are not gonna like that, it's Christmas time, but we're kinda caught. You know, we gotta tread lightly how we did this. We tried to fix something when we thought there was a postal strike back with the taxes. That kind of bit us back. We tried to do a good deed and it really backfired in our face. So we're not gonna be doing any of that again, but, so we'll just have to figure out, I mean, between Annie and her team, they'll figure it out, but I think if they're still on, we can't contact all of them, and it's not gonna be possible, so it's gonna be an issue of, you know, maybe putting some campaign to say, if you wanna come in and get your bill, you can pay it. If not, we're gonna be sending out December 1st, maybe something like that, or January 1st. I mean, we're gonna have to I don't know. Don't know the answer to that.
Certainly, I have a major concern with the 11% on the OPP, if we happen to be at the high end of that, I'm talking major dollars. My question is, and I don't want to hold you to it, I know when we had the issues with the OPP last year and the big increase we had, did we put any money aside? At the end of the day, did we put 100 aside?
We got a grant from the provincial government to help cover the costs, and we put half aside, I believe, is my understanding of that.
Okay.
But I just, on your comment on that question, what's the 11% increase on the other increase? Or the price before that? Because, like, we're already expecting a huge increase from 2 years ago, and if they're saying it's gonna be 11% on top of that, now we're probably talking about a 25% increase in OPP costing. So that's the scary part.
Yes, and we haven't received more details to be able to answer that, so.
It does say that some municipalities will see an increase of up to 11% in costs compared to 2025.
Yep. So we have to realize that our costs in 2025 were our costs, and the government subsidized that increase. So if it's from the actual 2025 and not the subsidized price, another 11%, that's huge.
So we're going to have to wait and see, I guess. Annie, thank you very much. If there's no other questions, council?
Motion.
We have a motion. Alan and Wendy?
Moved by Councilor Wren, second by Councilor Hewitt, that the Corporate Services and Protection Committee recommends council receive the proposed 2026 operating and capital budget timelines.
All in favor? Okay. Strategic directions? report.
Hello, good evening. So it's been about a half a year since we've reported last time on the strategic directions. I think we did it back in January for last year. And so we put together a little chart on the second page just to show you roughly what number of reports that we've brought forward to council and what the strategic directions pertain to each of those reports. So as you can see, core values transparency scored the highest. That was very similar to the last report that was brought forward in January. Core values transparency was also recognized as being the highest used core value. And again, we'll be charting them as we go through, and each time a report's brought forward, we track which of the strategic directions that have been pertaining to that report, and we'll review it again in December or January for the remainder of the year.
Al?
Is it possible that we could see a comparison of each time you report to council, so we can look at what's maybe changing, or?
Sure. So you mean,
So
if you
this
have...
graph here,
Yeah.
if we just had that graph, and then you had like January, and then now.
Oh, yes.
And it can, you know, it can grow then, right?
Yes, we started it in the beginning, was sort of midway through the year
Yeah.
last year, so it was just trying to, once we got to the year
Yeah.
point, then we could even do it yearly as well,
Yeah.
like comparing
Yeah.
it per years.
Yeah, just so we have some kind of comparison.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, thanks, Laurie. You have a motion for that too?
No,
Okay.
it's information.
Chief?
We got him a rolling chair.
Yeah. Once he gets motoring, though, he's a force.
Hello, Chief.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, once I get moving, it's not too bad. It's to get those feet moving just the right way, you know. Wait till you see me dance. I just want to bring a report back on last time we talked about the radios and all the other things that were going on. It looks like we're having a meeting next week. All the chiefs are going to have a meeting and sit down with exactly what we need, and then we'll bring it back to our councils or our CEOs and decide how we're going to attack it from there. So I'll have more to bring back to the next meeting or whatever in between. So that looks like we're moving ahead on it anyway. It seems to be.
Well, as discussed at the last meeting, Tim, any support you need from myself or Dean or council, certainly we're there for you. And
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions for the chief? Wow, get off easy today.
Holy jeez. I guess you didn't see my budget yet. Thanks.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you, guys, doing a great job. Animal report is there. Any questions for Dean on the animal report? Okay, seeing none, move down to Festival Hall. Betty?
We're scheduled to have a meeting as soon as I get back, hopefully in the next week. But I did get a couple of tidbits that I could pass along. That Festival Hall held 2 successful youth theater summer camps this year, with 45 youth participating between the 2 events. It was such a success that, building on that success, they've now launched a weekly theater program that takes place on Monday evenings at the hall. And they've got an amazing lineup for the fall, so check it out online. As well, we are looking into sourcing some new stage lighting, which is going to enhance the whole theater effect. And like I said, the Christmas lineup is great. Check it out online.
Good, thank you. Any questions of Betty? Okay, thank you. Pembroke Library. Go ahead.
There's a couple of months of reports that are in there. We also met the week before last, and we're starting to comb through the budget to prepare for the city. We actually approve it as a board first before we submit it to the city, so we're looking at very minimal changes this year, but it still hasn't been finalized. But that's where we're at right now. We're just starting to comb through it.
Okay. Questions? Keith?
Wendy, I noticed in there that you replaced all the cameras. Were they kind of at the end of the life, or are these are a super better camera, or?
We changed the quality of the cameras. Some of them maybe were older, and they added quite a few more because of some of the issues we're having in the neighborhoods. Needed to have a better visual camera so we could see what's going on. And that did help with some action that was taken by the OPP over the summer months. There was some arrest made, and so there are definitely concerns still around the library, but there has been some things dealt with.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, subcommittees, Waste Recovery Center. You can see our agenda for Thursday. Under business, Chris? No, recreation facility use and maintenance agreements. Nevada, sorry.
Good evening. So the report you have before you, we did some draft agreements. So as you know, we have 7 volunteer groups that help us run our parks and recreation facilities, as well as some programming, recreation programming. So this was just to bring back some of those agreements and to create new ones for the groups that don't have an agreement in place. So originally, these agreements were passed in 2014, and they were to outline who was responsible for what, like as in terms of costs. So the township would take care of certain things, and then the volunteer group would take care of certain things. So it just outlines in the agreement who's responsible for what, just to help. Every year, as you know, we give funding to these groups to help maintain and operate these facilities. So in 2014, there were 4 agreements passed for the Allison Fraser Rec Association, Shady Nook Rec Association, Stafford Park, and later on a few years ago for the LV Four Seasons Trail Committee. So we sat together as staff and went through the old agreement and did a few edits and added some things that we thought were relevant to today. Also, I created 2 new agreements for the Forest Lee Park volunteer group and for Pleasant View Park volunteer group. And then finally, for the Fit and Feisty group, who help us run our programming for seniors. So you had the draft. So there's 3 versions of the agreement that you were able to review. And after your review, I'm going to pass it to our insurance company and then go to the rec groups for their input. So does anybody have any questions?
Brian?
So there's 4 parks that aren't part of this. 2 of them, Elgin and George Matheson, are fairly small and just under the municipality. But then there's Forest Lee Trail in Mixburg that both have kind of association groups. So where do they?
So the volunteer groups that we fund are volunteer committees of council. So Forest Lee Trails, that's a separate group, and that's not even our land that we own. So they're an outside organization, as well as Mixburg. We don't own the land over there, so they're also considered an outside organization as of today. So we provide them funding, but they have to apply through a different way. So grants to others type of funding.
I think the way to look at it is we have standing ones. We have 7 standing rec groups, and the other ones are ad hoc in some ways. They're not quite the same structure, although there's a lot of similarities, certainly with the Mixburg group. There's a lot of
And do they not
similarities.
fall under our insurance and things as well? So
No, I don't know, not Mixburg.
Not
No,
Mixburg.
Big
Okay.
Bird, and certainly not this, cross-country, so they don't do that either.
Al?
I don't know.
Years ago, we tried to convince Mixburg to just transfer the property to Laurentian Valley because they were having such an issue with insurance. And we said, as long as it's our property, then you can fall in under our insurance. And the people of the day were not interested in relinquishing the property to the municipality in any way, shape, or form. It's been mentioned the odd time since, and they're still of the belief that they're good the way they are and they're handling things. But I'm sure the municipality would have a look at it if they ever wanted to turn it over and it become a municipal property. And then they would fall in like Allison Fraser or Shady Nook. Or
As for Elgin Street and Matheson, it's township staff that look after that. So, no,
But there's no building on the property, therefore we don't.
it's mainly lawn care for
Yeah,
those.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same as Pleasant View Park
Yep.
would be the same, so.
So Pleasant View is treated the same as the other two, as the two we just mentioned, right?
Pleasant View and Forest Lee are treated the same.
Yeah.
Those two
That's part of the
committees.
group. They're part of the 7.
Part of the 7, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Questions?
I don't have a question, a comment. I looked at them and I think they're all very well done, Nevada, and I think
Okay.
we're probably due to update them. Like you said, it was 2014, and then bring everybody in so everybody has an agreement. Everybody knows who's responsible for what, so I think they were really, really well done.
Thank you.
Have they been run by each of the groups?
No,
Yeah?
I was
Okay.
getting your kind of review and
Okay.
approval first, and then to go to them.
And then you
after.
go to the insurance and then to the groups?
Yeah, insurance, just
Okay.
to get their 2 cents, and
Yes,
then to the groups.
then to the
Yeah.
groups, okay. So you'll come back to us with the final?
Yes, yeah.
Wendy?
And I also like the fact that the Fit and Feisty Group have a recreation programming agreement as well. That's very well done as well.
Okay, Keith?
Just concerning insurance, so for those properties that do have structures on them, if there was a change that was going to change the value of those property, does the insurance company have to know or be aware? Should there be something in there along those lines?
I believe that an evaluator comes out every so often to take a look at our assets, right, with the insurance.
They certainly ask
Yeah.
us if there's been any changes, and every so often they'll pick certain ones. They do appraisals of them to kind of keep current. So they don't do them all the buildings, but they do at times do this one and this one. But they do ask us. We have to listing and say, has there been any major changes to this property? And
Be kind of like the garage added at Allison
Yeah,
Fraser a couple
something
years
like
ago,
that, yeah,
right? That
exactly.
would be automatically added.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just curious.
That's it?
I guess one thing I would stress is that I'm not sure, but in Nevada, there's going to the insurance company, but if there's somebody, if you're going through it a little bit further and you see something, certainly let Nevada. do
Yeah,
have
if
a
you could
couple-
let me know
Yeah.
if you, just email me in the next couple of weeks if there is something you see that you might want changed or you want me to ask or anything. Okay.
All righty. Alan?
Just one thing, and I know this came up with the conversation Steve and I had with the insurance company years ago, and it was the volunteers following under our insurance. And the insurance company said there had to be an updated list of people that were actual volunteers on those organizations. Is that maybe something that should be in there, that it's up to each committee to keep an active list of who their volunteers are?
I get that list. I update that list every year when I do the volunteer appreciation party. So I get every year, I know.
Have a motion? Keith?
Yeah, sorry.
You have a question? No, I was going to make a motion. Do we have a motion? No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
That's what I
Are
was
are we
saying.
there, Al?
Yeah, we're there. I think so. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, Keith and Jennifer.
Moved by Ray Watt, second by Councillor Goche, that the Community Development, Recreation, and Culture Committee review the draft amended facility use and maintenance agreements and provide directions to staff on any changes to be considered prior to consultation with Township's insurance provider and the Recreation Associations appointed as volunteer committees of council.
All in favor? Carried. Chris, please.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my mistake.
Evening, Chris.
Good evening. Before you, you have a sponsorship request for the LV Four Seasons Trail. The group came to us with a letter requesting $1,500 to support their annual Halloween event. This kind of support is typically in line with others that we have supported in the past from Laurentian Valley. And as you know, it is a well-attended event in our community. And so I'm basically just looking for council's approval to give them this money so that they can put it towards their event.
And we do have money left in the account.
We do, yes.
Okay. Brian?
The trail is an absolute gem, and the work done there is fantastic, and it's something that the township is certainly very proud of, and certainly Mark and the crew there should be absolutely overjoyed with what has been built and done there. But I think that it's not valued at what it should be for what people get. And the township's already given the trail money and now coming back again for more money on the backs of the taxpayers of the area. And I guess my question is, why isn't there a charge for it for the users? Because they could be accelerating the renovations in the house and all the other expenses that are associated with it. We could also be partnering with a service organization and a charity that are in deep need of something. And the value of this event is probably a $15 to $25 value, and it's going for a donation. And we were presented last week where attendance is going up and revenue is going down. The money originally was sponsorship money or seed money to get them going. They're going well. The attendance is going up, and yet the money's going down. There should be a charge there that would do this on its own. And has there been a letter go out to other municipalities for them to sponsor the event? Because Pembroke always sends us to sponsor all of their events. Has Pembroke been sent a letter? Has Petal been sent a letter? Has Whitewater? Why is it always on the backs of our LV residents to continue to subsidize all these people that use this for a donation?
I guess I'll respond to that, Brian, as I do each year, and as each year you bring it up.
I'll keep drumming, beating this drum too.
Yeah. The whole idea of the trail setup, right from the word go, was to have people come out to enjoy the trail at no cost if they didn't have any money. So there was a whole concept, a whole idea of that trail, whether it was skating and gone to Halloween, going to golf, going to whatever. That was the plan. That's why the donations are there. I know last year the revenue went down somewhat because we weren't able to get as many sponsors last year because the committee was very short. I think this year you'll see that revenue will start to increase again. But to me, it's no different, and I know that our Chris is going to bring back in later reports that we need to continue to support our own. And whether it's Allison Fraser, the Carnival, the Fall Flavors, Party in the Park at Pleasant View, the party that was involved in Stafford this summer, we sponsor all those. So why is this always so different than all the other ones that we sponsor? We don't charge at Stafford. We don't charge it at these other functions that the township offers. So that's my opinion. Al?
So I can tell you that last year I volunteered one of the evenings to do hot dogs and hot chocolate with my wife and I. And I would say that anybody that can afford it, we're putting money into the jar. But I did have a number of people pull me aside and said, you know what, this is fantastic. If not for this event, my kids wouldn't be able to come here because we can't afford it. And we just wanted to thank everybody for what they've done. And I bet you there was 5 or 6 different families told me that just on the one night. So to me, I agree with Steve that that's what the intent was right from the get-go, that this was to be a no charge for everybody. So, as soon as you start charging for something like that, the only people that stop coming are the bottom end of the people that can't afford it.
Well, there's a ton of people that can't afford it, and if you partner with the Boys and Girls Club and give them 100 tickets or 500 tickets, then the ones that need it can come for free. I'm not talking about, like, the value there is probably $20, especially when you add in a hot chocolate and a hot dog and everything else. But $5 is, if they can't afford it, let them in free, but suggest an amount of some sort, because we've got tons of repairs that need to be done to the thing, and it's all on the backs of our residents, and most of the people coming through are not residents paying taxes in this area. You look at just the hockey jackets alone, they're from all over the place. And they're gonna go to the rink and they're gonna spend $5 on a hot dog and a drink at the rink every time they go. And yet it's always free.
They are putting money in the jar when they're there.
It's going down.
But I think, Brian, you weren't listening to what the mayor said and what the committee said last week. The reason it was down because they couldn't get corporate sponsorships last year because they didn't have the people to go out and drum those up. They didn't go down from the people putting money in the jar. It was from the sponsorships is where it went down.
Jennifer?
I don't understand how this is any different from Fall Flavors. We give a donation to that as well. It's a free event. We do not charge. They did not even have a donation box there. To me, I am in full support of this. We have over 8,000 people in 4 nights. There's no other rec association that has that, no other hall.
Anybody else? May I get a motion? Sorry, Dean?
No, I was just gonna state, I guess at one point though, in defense of Councillor Ugly, which is maybe a good point, and I will make a recommendation to the group, is maybe we could at least send a letter to the local municipalities, you know? That's probably not a bad idea, whether we get anything or not, I don't know. But I do know, from speaking to the group members, that the sponsorship, they do get a lot, you know, we do get significant community sponsorship. Now, of our own, of course, and they're pretty generous. I don't wanna say that they're not generous, they're very generous, a lot of them, so.
But has any of the other municipalities been contacted?
No, I don't think so, but that's something we're gonna suggest, and that goes to go, your point is well taken, what I'm getting at, it's for all the events, not just this one, Fall Flavors.
And Fall Flavors, I was the same, like, how come
Yeah,
we keep giving to the City of Pembroke events,
And that
and
may
they
be
don't even
something-
get a letter to
I
ask for
think
money?
that's something we can pass along to Nevada, and if they're doing events like that, let's go to the broader community and ask for them to, they do come to us, there's no question, so, yeah, it's a good point.
Okay. Jennifer?
Just a question, do they come to us for all of their events? Like, did we get a request to donate for Rib Fest?
No, we didn't get Rib Fest, but we did get the buskers. And,
Yeah, we get Busker Fest, we get the Multicultural Festival.
Yeah.
And those are gonna be coming in the future under more scrutiny, just to alleviate kind of what you're saying through these various policies that we're gonna be making for the external. Those will be reviewed at greater detail. But that is something, I guess, like Dean's saying, we could ask out as part of our sponsorship to that reverse request. But these other ones, they will be better reviewed. This is more specifically, as we're talking about, for our own internal events that we're supporting in this way.
Keith?
I think we want to be cautious on that too, because you do have Taste for the Valley, which is going around to a lot of the different municipalities. And we put those out, then they're going to be coming back to us to sponsor them as well. So I don't know if there's one side of the coin that's better than the other.
Yeah, it's hard because some of the events that other municipalities have aren't spearheaded by the municipality either. So it'll be up to the recreation and Chris to kind of pick and choose like which ones to send a letter to. I don't know, I just a thought because.
But it's just, I think the idea here is to get their, you know, do they want their emblem on the sign? You know, just like we're gonna get some kind of sponsorship. If they want their publicity out there, that they help this event and people see it, that's up to their choice. That's their choice to make.
Oh? I know that the committee has grown and we are getting sponsorship letters out last week, the week before this week, 2 different organizations, so we'll see, and I'm sure, Mark, we could add the 3 municipalities around us.
Might be a little late, but yeah.
Well, you always try.
Yeah, for sure.
So why not be partnering with some service organizations that need some help, and because the volunteers would feel better if they were helping out, you know, the food bank or the Boys and Girls Club, and they're helping a cause. And those organizations are in need of funds, and there's a tremendous value here that's not being.
Something the committee could look at. I know we're very fortunate this year that through Chris and advertising and what we've done, we've got, I think we're upwards of 125 volunteers for the 4 nights. A lot of them are students who are getting their school hours or whatever, but we certainly got a big number out this year. Hopefully it works out with them and whatever. So, anyways, can we get a motion? Jennifer and Alan.
Moved by Councillor Gauthier, second by Councillor Wren, that the Community Development, Recreation, and Culture Committee recommend that Council of the Township of Laurentian Valley approves a request for $1,500 from LV Four Seasons Trail in support of their Halloween event.
All in favor? Carried. Community Development Officer. Here we are.
Hello again. I'm back. So I won't go into all the details of my report. There's just a few little things that I wanted to highlight. Number one being on the Four Seasons Trail. You can see everything there, but the main thing that I wanted to highlight was just mainly I reached out to Gerald Tracy and his team. When I reached out to Gerald and I asked him if he would consider doing a small article about this group and the need in the community, he didn't hesitate at all. Did it completely for free. Actually ended up giving us almost a full-page article on this. So I just want to thank Mr. Tracy and his team at the Eganville Leader for their support for this group, and thank them for making that happen in such a quick turnaround, and for taking the time to interview the group and all the people and really show the community the value in that group and the need in the community. And I just wanted to publicly give them thanks and show appreciation for that. Second item that I'm going to highlight is the OMC conference, and just really to thank council for sending me to that. It was a great conference. Councillor Keith Watt and I were able to attend. It was a great day and a couple of days in Ottawa. Learned a lot and made a lot of great connections, and just thank you again to council for supporting me in that, to sending me to that event. And the final one I'm going to highlight from this report will be the Upper Ottawa Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Excellence Awards. I had the opportunity to attend that, and 2 Laurentian Valley businesses were awarded. So I'd like to congratulate Roseburg MDF for receiving the Visionary Award, and Bromley Acres Wagyu for receiving the Excellence in Agribusiness, Farming, and Rural Achievement. And congratulations to those 2 on their awards. That's my report, at least for the highlights. If there's any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them at this time.
Seeing none, thank you very much.
Okay.
And we have Nevada back. Recreation, please.
Hello again. I just wanted to highlight a couple events that I was a part of in September. The second annual Emergency Protective Services event. It was an amazing day. The weather was so awesome, and we had 50 competitors compete, paramedics, police, and firefighters, all mixed together on different teams, and it was a really great event, and we were lucky to host it at Stafford Park this year. The second event was the 2025 Laurentian Valley Fall Flavors Festival. Again, another successful event. We had over 800 visitors come through on September 19th at Allison Fraser Rec Center, and lots of fun things for kids to do. We keep adding more things for kids and for families to come out. One highlight this year was we had the dance studio come out, Stars in Motion come out, and 6 girls did a dance for the group, and it was really neat to see. And then I also just want to promote, again, Halloween at the Trail, the last 2 weekends of October, and they're already working on building the whole production, and it's going to be a great year, and I hope everybody will come out and have a look.
Thanks, Nevada. Any questions or comments from Nevada? Wendy?
I just wanted to comment on those 2 events too, because I know it takes a lot of staff and volunteer time for both of those events. And the Emergency Services Protected United event, I want to personally thank Nevada and Chief Sutcliffe and their team at the fire department, because without them, this event wouldn't have taken place. There was a lot of behind-the-scenes planning and setting up, and their team was amazing. And just for those in the public, this event was actually a fundraiser. It wasn't just for the teams to get together to have fun, which they did, by the way. But it was a fundraiser, and all the donations were going to the Petawawa Pantry, St. Joseph's Food Bank, and Special Olympics. We're still waiting on a few receipts to come in to be paid before we get the final numbers, but we'll have that next meeting to tell you how much each of those charities will get. But it's going to be a really nice amount to be able to present. And once again, that was a free event for community people. And I heard a lot of positive feedback that it was nice.
I was able to attend it as well, and it was pretty cool. It was very professionally done as well, being piped in at the beginning with all the dignitaries there. And it was a great event, and they're having a blast. And I must say, Wendy was there most of the day taking all the pictures, so kudos to yourself as well. Okay, thanks, Vada. Subcommittees, Friends of the Disabled.
So just a couple of things. Last meeting, I did not have the numbers with me, but I do today. So we continue to grow, and it just amazes me, the numbers. The end of September, the number of trips, we were at 987 that we had as passengers, and this same time last year, it was 718. So it's gone up about 250, which is huge. And if we continue with this growth, we've already talked about it as a board, we're going to have to hire another driver just to make it meet. We did just go through the process of putting a tender out for a new bus. We had to retire the 2013 Ford. It was tired. So that tender has been, I believe, formally passed. I'm not sure if it's out in the public yet, but I'll be able to share that at the next meeting. And so that new bus, we expect to arrive probably the end of March, early April, will be the new bus. And it's going to be a 14-passenger bus as well. So that will bring the fleet back up to 3, because right now we're just down to 2. So it makes it a little more challenging fitting all the needs in, so.
Thank you. Questions, comments? That's good to see that they're continuing the upward trend, even with the transit system out there. So it's
yeah, it's wonderful to see, actually.
Shady Nook, Brian.
Shady Nook has a meeting tonight. If this ends quickly, I might even make it to it. So, but the notes are there from the last meeting if anybody has any questions. But yeah, there is a meeting at 7 tonight.
Now, we're still doing some background work on Shady Nook too, right? Regarding the unused land and... Okay.
Yeah, it'll be in the budget too, there'll be some
Yep.
budget.
Okay.
They're supposed to get us some pricing so that you can,
Remind
we're
me.
supposed to do some of that too, as well, so if you get there.
Okay, Alison Fraser, Betty?
We've got a meeting Tuesday after the Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay. Forest Lee? Nothing? Pleasant View?
Nothing at this time.
Stafford? Nothing? Fit and Feisty?
You know, Four Seasons.
I'll just
sorry.
mention that-
Four Seasons, sorry. Keep. We're planning Halloween, so it's pretty busy out there right now. For Fit and Feisty. Your turn, Keith.
For Fit and Feisty. Since the county has their meetings now, they went to committee of the whole, so that it's the same Wednesday of the month that Fit and Feisty meets. So I haven't been able to attend, but I've talked with Sherry, the vice president, who's now acting president, and told her anything possible, make sure you, if you need help, give me a shout. And also that Chris and Nevada are usually there at those meetings as well, so they're still well covered, so.
Good. Okay, the minutes are there as well. And the county council minutes are there. Anything you want to add?
There's a couple of things that, I guess September 12th.
Your mic.
Just two things I'll just mention briefly. September 12th, there was an agricultural economic development bus tour through farms. It was an interesting day. A couple of key issues are that there's short of large animal veterinarians. There's, I guess, 2, and 1 is wanting to retire. So that's causing some issues at all, and because there are a lot of horses and large animals, cattle out there. The other thing with that was that September 16th, the county staff with MESA, paramedics, all that, they were down on the trail. They cleaned out a lot of the brush to give better view of the Ottawa River. The city was there as well, working together, and apparently it was a great job that was completed there. So
I can tell you that I did get a few comments from people on Burns Drive as well, in that area, that the county did do a lot of cutback on the corners, and makes a huge difference for them. So that's a thank you to the county. Anything else for Keith? Council comments, or council acknowledgements, sorry.
I guess just the one, maybe Nevada can help me here. There is an invitation, an open house for Merle, I guess, if, just let council make sure they're aware that it's on and when it is.
Yeah, I sent an email out yesterday. It's Sunday, October 19th from, I think it's 2 to 5.
2 to 5, yeah.
At Allison Fraser Rec Center. And it's just a drop-in. Just come anytime during that time is what I'm told.
Is he gonna be there?
I hope so.
Okay. So enough
Okay.
like that.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Anything else for council? Seeing none, adjournment. Brian and Keith.
Moved by Councillor Ugly, second by Reeve Watt, that the council committee meeting of October 7th, 2025 be adjourned at 6:15.
All in favor? Carried. And before we close, make sure you go home and cheer on our Blue Jays.
Go Blue Jays.
Thank you. Good night.